Before I start this video, I just want to say I do pronounce this lesson wrong if I do, and if I don't, then that's good. But if I do, I apologize in advance. But this is probably one of my favorite lessons from all over America. Well, mostly in the deep south, but north. Anyway, let's start our Texas tour. All over Mexico and the Southwest, local tales of a woman named Llorona. She sees a woman dressed in all white, hangs out by a nearby river that is usually heard crying and weeping for her children. While she seems innocent from far away, those who get too close will hear the deafening scream. Children will have their souls taken, and most who see her meet a terrible fate shortly afterward. Witness wonder if she is actually human, for her face is usually blank with no features, and others say that she has the head of a horse. While every town has its own version of the so-called weeping woman, the stories are similar. They usually revolve around a woman who drowns her children at a nearby river, either out of love, anger, or fear. Texas has their own version of La Renona, and she lives in a plea named Woman Hollering Women Hollering Creek. Witnesses say that they've seen the lady dressed in all white with long black hair that reaches down to her waist, wading through the creek and while sobbing. While in most La Renona stories, the woman killed her children out of anger, and hollering woman's creek that the La Renona drowned her children to save them from being brutally murdered by the hands of Native Americans. When the tribe arrived to find the woman standing alone in the creek, she let out a deafening scream, scaring away her attackers. While she may have survived the incident, she was left without a family and is doomed to wander around Woman's Hollering Creek in endless search for her beloved children. The so-called Weeping Woman, or the Wailer, La Renona is said to wander around the riverside areas in Mexico and the Southwest, grieving over her children. The original story of La Renona centers around a woman named M- Maria. Maria. Maria marries a rich banquero with whom she had two children. A few years into their marriage, she finds her husband in bed with another woman, and in a fit of rage, she takes her children to a nearby river and drowns them. Maria immediately regrets what she'd done and attempts to commit suicide. However, Maria is not allowed into the afterlife without her children. Maria is doomed into living in a strange limbo between this world and the world of the dead. She becomes La Renona, forever wandering the river where she killed her children, searching for their souls. La Renona wears an all-white dress and has long flowing hair that jet black and reaches down to her waist. She is said to have a blank face with no features, lengthy mouth, nose, and eyes. A frightening sight to those who hear her weeping with no idea where the sound is coming from. When someone dares approach her, she lets out an otherworldly shriek, as if it wasn't enough. Encountering La Renona places a curse on the witness. Those who have seen La Renona have some misfortune befall them shortly afterward. They might lose a family member or loved one. Some have fallen ill while others are injured in freak accidents. La Renona, La Renona's lesson varies from place to place through the main elements of the stories are constant. What seems to me static What seems to me static are the white dress, the river, and the murder of her children. What tends to vary is the story of why and how she killed her children and the actual appearance of La Renona herself. One version, one variation states that Maria asks a adventurer to marry her, and he refused because he didn't want a wife who had children out of wedlock. She then drowned her children in an attempt to please the man. She returned to the banquet wearing a bloody nightgown and asked if he was satisfied. The man was incredibly disturbed and abandoned her on the spot. Some say the woman stabbed herself at the river where she drowned her children, while others say an angry mob tied her up and tossed her into the Rio Grande, Rio Grande. Both versions of the story end with Maria becoming La Renona. Another version says the story has Maria got married at a Grand Noise Stone church in Mexico and had a beautiful wedding with no charge to her family from the church. The only catch was that the priest asked to give her firstborn son to the priesthood. At first, Maria agreed enthusiastically, but when her first son was born, she kept remaining on her agreement, hoping that the priest would forget. They had they kept having more and more children and continued to go back to her agreement with the church. It would seem to me a divine act of revenge of her home caught on fire. Not only was her house completely destroyed in the fire, but her children were killed. Okay, while I've seen many videos of La Renona and seen the movie, I never heard of it. So, when I was doing research for this part, I was shocked. While Maria survived, she was horribly disfigured, and her face took a strange resemblance of that of a horse. She then came to be called the Donkey Lady. That's so rude. By the townspeople, she then spent the rest of her life wandering the rivers and creeks mourning of her loss. After her death, Maria's spirit was bound in the same river that she walked in life. Witnesses have seen her formerly disfigured horse-like appearance waddling through the water, shouting, Maya, if I pronounce this wrong, I apologize. Mia Mia Maho, as she searches for her dead children, locals warn to attempt to not save her. Those who have tried all have mysteriously drowned. La Renona is sent to search for her children so she can steal their souls, enraged and saddened by the loss of her own. He seeks to find others to prey on. Children that encounter La Renona is said to have their souls taken and are said to either drown in the river or lose a loved one. Mothers and grandmas all over Latin America and the Southwest use the story of La Renona to spare their children from playing near the water after dark. Naughty children who have gone out after dark and venture out into the woods are most likely to get hurt or encounter La Renona. Some Mexican mothers who have resorted to using the story to keep their kids from getting into trouble. Whether or not La Renona is real, she keeps a few adventurous kids from drowning. Texas has a few versions of La Renona. Most Most famously is the story of a woman Halloween Creek. During the early settler days of Texas, pioneer family was living happy near the now San Antonio until the nearby tribe of Native Americans attacked the settlers' village. After the woman saw her husband brutally murdered, they took her children to hide by the river. The natives approached. She knew they were likely to either be killed or taken as prisoner. Remembering her husband's brutal murder, she didn't want her children to suffer a similar fate. She she made a terrible decision. She thought it would be better if she killed her own children rather than leave them to bear the warrior natives. Terrified, she held her children underwater. Fighting every monthly incident in her body, the children struggled as they tried to breathe, but she couldn't let go until they stopped moving. When the natives arrived, they found the woman broken and disturbed, standing over the body of her beloved children. She shocked the warrior. She looked in the warriors in the eyes and let out a blood-curdling scream. That witch scared them away. Now she survived. She was nothing without her family. The woman roamed the creek, sobbing and begging for her children until her death. Even in the afterlife, the woman wanders around the creek. Witnesses have heard her cry hysterically, along with paralyzing screams. And if she approaches anyone who dares to come near, they name the river Woman Halloween Creek in her honor. Let's don't play in the paranormal game called Weeping Woman. And I regret playing it. I played it at my friend's house because I was curious, I was dumb. I really wish I had a camera at that point to record it. But as soon as I played it, the door started shaking, and my friend, yes, she was out of the bathroom with me, but I knew it wasn't her. She doesn't. The door was shaking as if it was something from another world. Like, it was impossible that it was that strong. Texas is currently a melting pot where Mexican American and Native American history meet. The electric mix of cultures and history has given rise to some interesting and spooky ghost stories. Stop by the Buffalo Billers and maybe you will see some crazy anecdotes courtesy of Fred the Ghost. Made by the Clay Pit, one of the oldest, most haunted buildings in Austin. Just don't go in the basement. Now, I've been to Austin. I've been to San Antonio because I have family down there. Well, my aunt kind of moved not far away from Austin, but far enough. But my other aunt lives right outside of Dallas. And there is if I can find it, there is a abandoned sanitarium not far from her. I'm begging to go, and they're like, no, it's too late. No, it's too long. I'm like, darn it. But La Renona, I can't tell if it's sad or evil. Probably both. Um, I don't even know how to. The name is you go into a bathroom, you turn on the water, kind of like Bloody Mary, and say, Weeping woman, I have your child 5 times in the mirror. If strange things start to happen and you get scared, to end it, you say, Weeping woman, I don't have your child 5 times again. Hopefully that will end the paranormal in your house if that happens. But My friend swears that there's a demon in her house, so that's not gonna happen. And it's mainly in the closet, but the history of Llorona just makes me sad and wondering, even if she was trying to save her children from the natives, why would she do that? I would just tell them to run. And if I could, I would find them later. Oh well. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel and thank you for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and I'll spook you later. Until next time, pleasant dreams.